It's a really good question, and it's a really good call out too, because the way that I think about this, even kind of, transcending what we're going to be covering on the agenda, is the environment that we're operating in these days, where yes, we need to be prioritizing associate safety, and we need to be giving them the right tools and technologies, but at the same time, we're seeing a lot of retailers even cutting back on their frontline staff. So it's just like this really interesting tension that's happening in the industry right now. And I think to your point, Anne, as much as we don't want any of these roles to get cut, if they are getting cut, you better as heck make sure that the people that you have really know their stuff and are able to help the customers in a really effective way. And so some of the ways that we are thinking about this actually kind of tie back to a conversation that you guys had with Ben Miller a couple of weeks ago on your Fast Five. We actually have Walmart. It is John Alferness, who has been in the industry for years. And I think he actually spoke at ShopTalk back in 2018 in a previous gig. But he is now their EVP and Chief Product Officer at Walmart US. And he's going to be talking about some of their associate facing tools that actually were initially developed at Sam's Club. It was their Ask Sam tool that that's now been rolled out to their in-store associates at Walmart. But the reason that I think he's super timely is the conversation that you guys had with Ben about the fact that their store managers now are going to be in a position where they can make, I think it was up to $400,000 a year. So not only recognizing, hey, the retail industry is really tough to work in these days, you're dealing with all of these macro factors, but hey, also the job's getting a lot harder because we're expecting you to be able to sort of serve not only as the touch point for even higher levels of customer service, but also be able to sort of implement the technology capabilities that are going to create this unified experience, tying together e-com, tying together physical store fulfillment, et cetera. So it felt like a big one that we really needed to make sure we were covering. And I'm doing that interview, so definitely a plug for that session with John. But the other two that I would call, and I think these are particularly interesting as well, we talked about unified before, but we're hearing more and more, I would say, from the folks that we're having conversations with about the importance of making sure the in-store tech solutions are sort of aligned with that unified vision. And so Jason Gowanis, who is the Chief Digital Officer at Levi Strauss, is actually going to be talking about that very concept, as well as sort of how you're not only unifying, but simplifying your tech stack along the way. And we're also going to be hearing from Shannon Hennessy, who is the CEO of Habit Burger Grill, which is one of the newer banners under the Yum Brands portfolio, about how effectively they're sort of using technology to be able to prepare orders closer to delivery time or pickup time for consumers in their store. So I think there's a lot of really interesting things that are going on here to be able to equip store associates with technologies to make things run a little bit more seamlessly. And I think obviously the next step of that is getting the associates on board with using these capabilities.